Hello everyone, glad to be back. Welcome to another week of Grammar 1. It's week 27 and we're getting closer to the end. You can tell because there aren't as many sentences to classify, but we'll do some other things instead and hopefully you'll enjoy it. We're talking about something special today called possessives. And does anybody know what possessives mean? When you possess something, you own something, okay? So this is what we're talking about today, possessives, all right? Now, there's some things that you need to know about possessives. It's real easy when you're doing your writing to show a possessive. And the way you do it is you just use the funny little mark called an apostrophe. You have used apostrophes before. You have used them in your contractions. Instead of saying cannot, you say can't, and you put an apostrophe where you take out the N and the O for to let people know that there are some words or some letters missing. Well, you also use an apostrophe for possessives. So we're going to start with singular possessives. What does singular mean? Just means one. So it means that one person owns something. Okay. So if Jack has a pencil, rather than having to write the whole long thing, the pencil that belongs to Jack, what do we say? We can just say Jack's pencil. That's way easier, isn't it? Well, the way you write Jack's pencil is this way. All right? See right here? I have an apostrophe right here. When you are using a singular, when you are writing a singular possessive, all you have to do is write an apostrophe S after the person who's owning it, okay? Apostrophe S, all right? That's all you need to know about making a singular noun possessive. Let's try another one. So Sarah has a book. Oh, actually, Sarah has a pencil too, according to this. Sarah has a pencil. So rather than saying the pencil that belongs to Sarah, what do we say? We say Sarah's pencil. All right? See, it's the same thing. There's an apostrophe and there's an S right after Sarah. Okay? There's only one Sarah, so it's an apostrophe S. That's all you have to do. So if I was going to say Uncle Bill's house, whoops, I just told you, if I was going to say the house that belongs to Uncle Bill, I just gave it away. What would you say? You would say Uncle Bill's house, wouldn't you? There's only one Uncle Bill, so you're going to put an apostrophe S. Here you go. Apostrophe S. Uncle Bill's house. See that apostrophe right there by that S? Right here. All right? So whenever you want to write anything that has singular possessive, if one person or one thing, I mean, it doesn't even have to be people. You can say, you can use an animal. You can say the alligator's cage, okay? It would be the same thing. You'd say alligator apostrophe S cage, alligator's cage, because there's only one alligator. Now, it's a little different if there's more than one. What is more than one called? You know what that is? It's called plural. Plural means more than one, all right? So if there is more than one person or more than one thing or more than one animal or whatever it is, if there's more than one, you have to write it a little bit different. Now, think about a plural. Think about more than one. Most of the plurals that you know end in S, don't they? Cats, dogs, houses, clothes, all kinds of things. You just think of any kind of noun, and most of them end in S. Now, there are some exceptions. We're not going to talk about the exceptions today. We're only going to talk about the nouns that end in S, all right? Now, if a noun ends in S, like if we say dogs, for instance, we say dogs. That's more than one, right? Well, rather than putting an apostrophe S, we have to put an apostrophe after the S. Let me show you what I mean. So, actually, we'll talk about cats we're going to talk about dogs in a minute. All right, so instead of saying food that belongs to the cats, that would be a long thing to write, wouldn't it? We would just have to write the cat's food. There's more than one cat, so rather than putting an apostrophe S, we put an apostrophe after the S. See what I did right here? When you have an apostrophe after the S, you know that it's more than one cat. So there's food that belongs to more than one cat, plural cats. You see the difference? If there's just one, you put an apostrophe in front of the S. If there's more than one, you put an apostrophe after the S. So what if I say there's more than one dog? So we'll do the dog now. What if I say more than one dog? And more than one dog owns a house. So we don't say the house that belongs to the dogs, do we? We say the dog's house. See how this goes? The dog's house. You can see the apostrophe after the S, the dog's house. All right, you see the difference? It's not hard, is it? It's pretty easy. There are some other things that you do with other kinds of plurals, but right now, that's the only kind of thing we're going to talk about, all right? So what you're going to do now is you're going to make yourself another composition page, and it's going to be about possessives. And I have, in your packet, I have put the pieces of paper that you're going to use to make your composition page. So what you're going to do is go ahead and cut down your piece of paper in the right size. So it would be 7 inches wide, 9.5 inches tall. That's the size of a composition book page. And you are going to get out your pages, and you're going to make a book, and you actually have a picture of it in your packet. But you're going to make a page that looks like this. Okay? See up here at the top, you write your possessive, you put your possessives right here, right up here. That's where you're putting your possessives. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with the singular possessive right here. And all I've done is I've circled singular to help me see it easier, all right? And what do you do with the singular possessive? You add an apostrophe S, all right? So let's look at these pictures for a minute. We're just going to do the singular right now. There's a detective right here. There's a little girl right here. Her name is Beth. And there's a pirate right here. And there's only one detective, only one Beth, and only one pirate. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the detective's hat. And see what I've done here? I've written detectives with a apostrophe S. You write the word detective, then you just add an apostrophe S, and that makes it possessive. So it's the detective's hat. Okay? And can you do that? Let's go down to this one, the next one. It's Beth. Let me do the right direction here. All right, Beth. We've got Beth has a pencil. That's an awfully big pencil. I'm pretty sure she can't write with it, but it's a cute picture anyway. So there's only one Beth, and she owns a pencil. So what do? We write Beth down, we put an apostrophe S, and there we go, Beth's pencil. All right? Pirate. There's only one pirate. and he owns a treasure. So you write the word pirate down, apostrophe S, and then treasure. Okay? Apostrophe S. That's all singular. Okay, now we're going to go over here to the plural. And I did the same thing with the plural. I circled plural so that it would kind of stand out for me. Then I said add the apostrophe S after the S. Okay? Add the apostrophe S after the S. It's different, isn't it? You put the apostrophe after the S instead of in front of the S. And so we're going to do the same thing. We have two girls this time. It's not a single girl, it's a plural girl. And they own a book. So we just write the girls, that's the plural, and then an apostrophe after the S, that's book. And then we can write book. The girls' book. That means more than one girl, they own a book. Do the same thing with the dog's house. There's more than one dog, they own a house. So we put the apostrophe after the S. All right? Then we have the peas, pod. There's more than one pea, and they both own a pod. So now it's a apostrophe after the peas. Okay? You get all that? Okay, you can go ahead and work on that page. And we can open up your packet, and you will open up to the classwork, the week 27 classwork page, and you'll see 3 sentences there to practice in order to make the practice doing the possessive. Well, we've already done the first 2, but we haven't done the third one. So let's go ahead and do the third one. And this time I'm not going to show you anything. I'm just going to have you do it, and we'll kind of talk through it. So you're looking at the first one, and you ask yourself, okay, who do the petals belong to? They belong to the flower, don't they? Is flower singular or is flower plural? Flower is singular, isn't it? There's only one flower. So what do? You add an apostrophe S. Okay, you put the apostrophe before the S, so because it's only one flower, don't you? So the answer then is the flowers with an apostrophe S petal. Okay, that means the same thing as the petal that belongs to the flower. All right? So that's all you're going to be doing in your lesson this time. You first of all have to think about whether it's a plural or a singular. If it's a singular thing that's owning something, then it's apostrophe S. If it's a plural thing that's owning something, it's an S apostrophe. Okay? Just remember all that. All right, now, if you will look at your writing assignment for this week, it's about 2 stinging insects, and in the last several ones that you've been doing, you will write, I have 2 favorite something, whatever it is you're writing about. I have 2 favorite movies, or I have 2 favorite foods, or I have 2 favorite whatever. Well, in stinging insects, I'm pretty sure you don't have 2 favorite stinging insects. Most people don't like stinging insects. So rather than starting out with, I have 2 favorite stinging insects, you might want to choose a different opening. You might want to say something like, there are 2 stinging insects that I do not like. These 2 stinging insects are whatever they are, okay? You see what I'm saying? Now, if you just love 2 stinging insects, you can say, I have 2 favorite stinging insects, but that's not what I would do, because I don't have any favorite stinging insects, okay? Now, we're already getting towards the end. We're on spelling. Pull out your spelling, please, your spelling list. And I'm going to say the words. You can say them with me, or you can say them after me, whichever you like. Okay? Whoa, you know what? Okay, yes. I thought I had the wrong one for a minute there. I don't. Okay, let's say the words stick, trick, back, zoo, root, quick, look, looked, pack, cook, building, cloud. Okay? Now look at your words for a minute. Did you notice that in some of your words, especially the ones towards the beginning of the list, they end with either k sound, or they have a ck sound. They both make the same sound. K. All right. So some of your words have a ck, and some of them have a k. And it's always at the end of these words. Now there's other words that may have k somewhere else. A lot of them don't. But these words all have a ck or a k at the end. So if you'll take your highlighter and highlight all the CKs that you see at the end of a word and the K that you see at the end of the word, okay? That'll help you remember a little bit about those words. Then you have some other words there. You'll notice that there are several words there that have two O's in them right next to each other, O, O. But they don't necessarily make the same sound, all right? So if you look at the word zoo, see the O-O? It says ooh, doesn't it? Ooh. If you say the word look, it says So O-O sometimes says ooh, sometimes it says You just have to, if you don't know the word right off the bat, then you kind of have to try both of them, don't you? Okay? So what I'd like you to do now is take your highlighter and go ahead and highlight all the O-O's that you see in your list. Okay? Go ahead and do that. And that is pretty much all we have today. That went fast, didn't it? So we just had possessives, and we have your stinging insects, and we have your spelling with your K, CK, and your double O's. So you can get work on your packet here, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.